It's all cheaper than cereal. If you haven't seen, there's been a lot of controversy around the new Kellogg's commercial saying that if you don't have money for chicken, just eat cereal for dinner because breakfast for dinner is great. Now, breakfast for dinner is great. They got that part right. I don't even know if they said that or if I'm making that part up. We can do a lot better. We can get a lot more healthy meals for breakfast that you could eat at dinner time for way less money. Stick around and I will show you how. Welcome back. I'm Carrie. This is Keep It Simple DIY. I want to give a rundown on the 3 different items that I'm going to be making. The first is a protein waffle, the second is a quiche, and the third is breakfast burritos. These are great for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I eat breakfast at all times of the day. I really love breakfast actually. For the protein waffles, I'm going to be using eggs, flour, oil, and protein drink and a little bit of salt. For this recipe that serves 4 is what the recipe says. Now I'm not including meat on the side or eggs on the side or anything like that, just the waffles. We'll see how many waffles we get out of it. It costs $1.83. So what I did was I broke down each part of the ingredients, how much we needed, and I costed out based on the amounts that we're actually using in the recipe. So that definitely doesn't mean that it's only going to cost $1.83 to go to the store and get all these items, but once you have them, you can portion them out towards multiple different meals. $1.83 for the entire meal. It says it serves 4 servings, so that comes out to 46 cents per serving. So let's whip that up and I will show you what it looks like. The waffles, this is 4 servings and it made, well, this one I've eaten a little bit of, just like a little bite there. So I didn't put enough batter in some of these. This was the last of the batter, but the first couple didn't have quite enough. So I think had I filled them all the way, it would have made 4 waffles exactly. So then a serving would have been 1 waffle. The next recipe I'm going to be making is breakfast burritos. This is a tried and true thing. I make breakfast burritos all the time. It is my go-to to have in the freezer. I usually make like dozens at a time. Today I'm only going to make about 5 just because that's how the ingredients that I had thought out work. So I'll be making 5 of them. In them I'm going to put eggs, sausage, cheese, salsa, and some spices. So that comes out to $4.61 and I'm going to be making, I believe, 5 burritos, which brings it down to just 92 cents for a burrito. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, 1 burrito is dinner. I don't need any more than that. So the waffle meal was 46 cents. Granted, you'll need some other items with the waffles, but 92 cents for the full meal for 1 person, that's under $1. 92 cents for 1 dinner, 1 person's dinner, that's fantastic. You cannot beat that. You can still do it. And I included, my eggs were like $5.76 or something crazy like that, which is the amount. I used to pay $7 for the 60 count of eggs and $5.76 or whatever number I just said, or 5 something for just 18 eggs. That's crazy, but I did use that amount in my calculation, and all of the calculations are how much I spent most recently on these items. The only thing that's a little different is my breakfast sausage is actually ground pork that I ground myself, and I put my own spices in it. So that brought it down to be a lot cheaper than buying a pound of breakfast sausage at the store. the breakfast burritos. I did get 5 of them. So these look delicious. I'm gonna let them cool and then I will freeze them. Now for the quiche, I'm going to need to make a crust. I'm going to use salt, butter, flour, and water for the crust, and then I will use a variety of spices. And in it, I will put cheese, milk, and sausage. I might add some green onions. We'll see when I get there. Oh, onions in general would be good. Maybe I'll add an onion. I don't know. I'm dealing with trying to figure out migraines, which I think I've figured out, but I'm questioning if onions cause them. So we'll see what I do with onions. Onions are delicious, so maybe I'll put them in and just see and we'll know, because that'll be pretty clear, wouldn't it? All right, so a quiche. A quiche serves 8 people. We're gonna do it in a big pie pan, and then you just cut it into 8s. And this comes out to $6.08 for the entire quiche. That breaks down to 76 cents per serving. Now, this serving doesn't necessarily always fill me up. I might need some fruit on the side or something else, but still for part of the meal, 76 cents, you cannot beat that. Is the quiche. This looks so delicious. I'm so excited. I'm about to cut into it and grab myself some lunch. All right, we did it. We have the quiche, the burritos, and we have the waffles minus a half a waffle that was only a little waffle to begin with that I ate. So let's talk about how much this cost to make. Waffles, for all of the waffles, cost me about $1.83. And if I'm looking over here, it's because I wrote down exactly how much it cost over to this side. $1.83 for this batch, which was a small batch. You would definitely need to put something on the side of it, either some sausage or fruit or both. But that's a pretty decent price, especially considering these are not just your typical waffles, these are protein waffles. Then on to the breakfast burritos. To make all 5 of these, it cost me $4.61. And of course I had to buy the ingredients, like the big packages, and I've only noted down how much of the ingredients I'm using, because something like a huge bag of cheese, you could use in multiple different things. Like I use the same bag of cheese here, and I still have most of that bag of cheese left. But $4.61 for 5 different burritos, which by the time you get cereal and milk, you've already spent like $11. So we could make 10 burritos probably for under $11. So perfect. And then the quiche, which looks fantastic. I'm so excited to dig in once it cools down a little bit. It cost me $6.08 to make this quiche. Maybe a little bit more because I went a little bit rogue and I added a few extra ingredients into it. But even still, if I add and go to like $6.50, that is not bad. $6.50, I mean, boxes of cereal, some boxes are $7. You can get them on sale for cheaper, but $6.50 for this versus cereal that doesn't have any protein and is basically just sugar and flour. I would take this any day. So this was a huge win. This is my meal prep for the week. If you're interested in how I actually made these and the individual recipes, I will link that video up here for you. So 3 great ideas that are for breakfast or breakfast for dinner. And I am very excited about this. You definitely don't need to eat cereal for dinner, but I mean, to be real, I eat cereal for dinner at least once a week. But I also then ate a really big healthy meal in the morning and at lunchtime. And then I'm just doing my day like backwards in order of meals. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and you haven't yet, please subscribe. I'd love to see you. If you want to stick around, I'll pop 2 videos up at the end, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.